It's time for the Nathan Brown Show, live from Walk-On Sports Bistro in Conway on 106.7 Buzz 2.
Bouncing it outside. There goes Hale, and he's into the end zone. 14 yards in a hurry, just kept churning those legs, and Darius Hale with another touchdown. And for Darius, that is number 34 in his Central Arkansas career.
Over the next hour, Coach Brown and Bears broadcaster Justin Acri will recap previous games, highlight outstanding performances, and look ahead at what's next for Central Arkansas football.
McElvain rolling, got to get rid of it. McElvain unleashes it towards the end zone. The ball is tipped in the air. And was it caught? Was it caught? Oh, my goodness! Oh, my goodness! The Bears have scored! The Bears have scored!
The Nathan Brown Show is presented by Walk-On Sports Bistro in Conway and broadcasted live at their location at 955 South Amity Road.
And has all day to throw. Looking, and downfield he goes. Has a man and just picked off. Picked off by T.D. Williams at midfield. At the 40, the 35-30, 25-20. T.D. Williams may go. 10-5. Touchdown, Central Arkansas. No flags. That's how you start. Woo! Bears on the board.
And is also brought to you in part by HD Roofing and Construction, Highland Dairy, Papa John's, Oaklawn Hot Springs, Conway Regional, Moik's RV, Slim Chickens, First Arkansas Bank and Trust, and Nuke's Eatery.
Powell staying at running back, set to the right side of McElvain. He'll get the handoff up the middle, cutting through, still on his feet, 35-30. 25-20. There he goes by everybody into the end zone. Touchdown, Central Arkansas. Shaderick Powell better than everybody on that one.
Now, let's head to Walk-Ons and join Nathan Brown and Justin Acri.
All right, welcome back in on another Monday night. Good to be back here at Walk-Ons, and I appreciate Chris Kane stepping in last week. Good to be with you, Coach Brown, and unfortunately talking about the Bears. And, weird Saturday at Eastern Kentucky this weekend. The Bears fall a little short here despite outgaining Eastern Kentucky by a couple of hundred yards. Now 6-4 on the season after the loss over the weekend to the Colonels. Final score 31-24. And, Coach, I guess one of the biggest storylines, really the biggest storyline, was your starting quarterback, Will McElvain, going down. And then you also lose your backup, Austin Myers, who was just settling into a groove. And then we're scrambling around, Coach, and I'll be honest. I mean, I feel very unprepared and embarrassed, but we did not have a 13 on our roster, nor do we have one online. And, well, Caleb Koger was introduced to the world in a strange way on Saturday.
Yeah, it's, unfortunate circumstances, obviously, to, obviously lose Will in the game, but then, Austin getting his opportunity, and we've got a lot of confidence in Austin, feel like he's the future of the program, and, for him to go down, really about a quarter after it happened to Will, you don't really prepare for that. I guess if you coach long enough, stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
We've gotten to our third quarterback in 2018 with Luke Hales, but it didn't happen in one game, and
right.
It was, you had time to prepare for it. But I'll tell you this, I thought our players and our team rallied behind Caleb, and he obviously, and even Austin. I mean, that's an unfortunate circumstance as well. But look, Caleb went in there and executed, and once we figured out Austin wasn't going to be able to get back in the game, it was a mad shuffle, and you're limited on the road and conference play to a certain number of travel parties. So you can only travel 70 players, so you have to kind of dissect your team, and you may take extra DBs as opposed to a fourth quarterback or whatever that looks like. Where we were down to our last guy at the position, minus an emergency quarterback. So Caleb is our signal guy. He does a lot of signaling for us, and wears a purple vest, so we know where he's at. Doesn't have his helmet; it's kind of back behind the sideline, and so he was having to scramble to take his vest off and find his helmet and get a few snaps before he had to go out there. And man, it was a surreal situation. But I'll tell you this: maybe one of the most proud moments I've had all year, maybe in my career, at the way our team responded and just got behind that dude, and that was fun to watch. And it wasn't just the offense getting behind him; it was the whole team, and they recognized what kind of tough situation that was for him to be thrown in, and he went out there and he gave us a chance to get in the game and win the game, and that's all you can ask for. And we talk about being ready when your number's called, and Caleb was ready when his number was called.
What's his story? How do you end up here? And is he a scholarship walk-on?
So he's currently a non-scholarship player, a walk-on. He comes out of Katy, Texas. Katy High School, won a state championship as a senior at the position of quarterback. Katy's one of the most historic programs maybe in the country, but for sure in the state of Texas at the 6A level. So he's probably played in front of more people in the stands than he probably plays in front of here. I mean, it's just the fact of the way Texas high school football is. So man, he's a gym rat. He's a guy that works hard. He obviously redshirted last year, ran a lot of scout team for us. He actually was our signaler a little bit last year. He's got a coach's mindset. When you talk to him, he just oozes with football. He's just one of those. It's almost like one of those. Just you hear, it's funny, those stories about those Texas high school quarterbacks, and you see him go have success at the college level, then the NFL level. He's the same way. I mean, he just oozes with it and grew up around it, and so I don't think he got on the plane to Eastern Kentucky thinking I was going to play, right. but that's the way it happened. And for us as a coaching staff, we couldn't be more pleased with the way he fought and competed and really gave us a shot.
Yeah, 5 out of 10, 64 yards for him. And Will McElvain, the sad thing is, and again, I think a lot of people were watching him. And frankly, we've probably spoken about the quarterback as much tonight already as we have really all year through the coaches show. But it was such a storyline this week. But Will was coming off a game where he had his most forgettable game of his entire life, I'm sure, not just his college career. 4 interceptions and a fumble. And I think a lot of people were wondering, how would he respond? But I'm thinking to myself, well, look, this kid's thrown over 70 touchdowns in college. He's thrown for over 10,000 yards. And I know he's a tough kid. I know his mindset. I know he was hurting after that game the week before. But I expected him to come out and play well. Maybe not as well as he did, though. He was absolutely dealing.
Since he's been at UCA for almost 3 years, 2+ seasons, that was the best start of a game I think he's ever had for us. He was 10 of 14, whatever it was.
I think he did have a 15 of 15 start one.
Yeah, that was pretty good at UAPB.
But in the situation and what was on the line, it was obviously needed.
Yeah, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, he was just seeing the field at a high level. He was very decisive with his decisions. And I think that's the part that's frustrating because, you felt like we were, we jump out 10-0 and you feel like you got a chance to maybe run this thing to a couple score lead. And the way Will was playing, I was pretty confident that was going to happen. And a matter of fact, off the injury, he had just scrambled 15 yards for a first down, got us on the kind of the midfield strike. So it was just an unfortunate deal. Got landed on by a couple guys on his shoulder on our sideline and just couldn't get back in the game. And Will's a tough dude, so it was pretty bad. I mean, he's been it's like an Iron Man. He's been very versatile since he's been here, really his whole career. So, but unfortunate. I mean, nothing against Austin and Caleb, but I think if Will's in that game, it could have been a 40-point game.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of that, I mean, we're going to be joined here by a couple of dudes who have been phenomenal for you this year. Your leading tackler in Jace Benesh, who we've been talking about since week 1. And Trajan Bridges, who was absolutely abusing the cornerback that he was matched up with. In fact, it looked to me like they made a switch they were not going to let move Thomas off of him.
Yes,
I think is what happened.
Yes.
And so he might have had a 15-catch night.
Yeah,
it was going bad for them. And with Will in the game, that was going to be a big-time connection the rest of the night.
Yeah, and we had an emphasis on that. We thought we had a matchup advantage in that game with Trajan on that corner and. Especially to our sideline, it was very consistent. And I mean, we were able to just kind of run the route tree. He was able to get an early fade. He was able to get some back shoulders. He was able to kind of do some double move routes and just a good night by Trey. And obviously he's been poised to have a breakout night. And obviously Saturday night was that for him.
Yeah. I want to also give some credit to your offensive coordinator, Ken Collins. I thought you put in a lot of different formations, looks we had not seen all year. I thought you guys had a great plan. And I hate that you weren't able to fully execute it into the second half because of the injury to Will, but it would have been fun to watch that thing play out. So now the Bears have a razor-thin margin, and we're going to talk more about that. But there is a strong belief that if the Bears take care of their business the next 2 weeks, and we don't know who's playing quarterback just yet, but if they can find a way to get it done the next 2 weeks against 2 very talented teams, one home and one away, they're going to be in the postseason. So we'll talk about that as we continue on. It's the Nathan Brown Show from Walk-Ons in Conway. We're going to be joined by Jace Benesh or Trajan Bridges coming up after the break. Stick around and find out.
When you choose
2.5 minutes on the break, boss.
You're
2.5.
choosing more than exceptional care. You're choosing a healthcare provider deeply rooted in your community, where our doctors and staff are your neighbors and friends. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Take control of your healthcare journey with us as your dedicated partner. Schedule your appointment today and let our family care for yours.
Setting a new workout goal? Post-workout recovery is a lot sweeter when you fuel up with rich, delicious Highland Dairy chocolate milk. Packed with the nutrients you need to re-energize, including protein, calcium, and potassium, chocolate milk is a tasty treat at the end of your hard workout. Find a money-saving coupon at highlanddairy.com/chocolate. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
Slim's Tender Mac Bowls are back. We start with a 3-cheese blend to make our delicious mac and top it with chopped hand-breaded tenders and Colby Jack cheese. Try the Tender Mac Bowl meal or the Buffalo Tender Mac Bowl meal, both served with Texas toast and a medium drink. The mac is back and oh so tasty. Download the Slim Chickens app to order and earn rewards.
1 minute left in the break, boss. 1 minute.
Start with better. No, seriously. Every original crust pizza starts with our signature dough that's always fresh, never frozen, hand-tossed, and made with 6 simple ingredients. And now our dough can save you dough when you order from the Papa Pairings menu. Pair a medium 1-topping pizza with 1 or more of your Papa Pairings favorites for just $6.99 each. How about that for better? Order now on the app, only at Papa John's.
Last spot in the break, boss. 30
is
seconds.
proud to be the newest partner with UCA Athletics. They expanded into Conway in 2018 and are fully committed to serving all of Conway and the surrounding Faulkner County area, offering full-service banking and loan products, mobile and online options, as well as their Cube interactive teller machines, providing extended banking hours for your convenience. Go see the First Arkansas Bank and Trust team at 804 Hogan Lane. Go Bears. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you have a question or comment for the head bear, send Justin a message on Twitter at Justin Acri 7. Now, back to the Nathan Brown Show, presented by Walk-On's Sports Bistro in Conway, 955 South Amity Road, on the Buzz Radio Network.
Play action. He's going to run it this time into David Walker, and he buried him at the 4. David Walker crushing Morrissey. A bad time for a quarterback draw, and they pay the price. It's the Chris Kane chuckle in the background there that really made it for me. David Walker also had one of the nastiest hits we've seen on special teams all year. So, again, every week putting good tape together, and now number 1 in the nation, David Walker is, in tackles for loss. And he also, at 20 for the year, how about 60 for less than 3 years in his time here at Central Arkansas? Pretty remarkable, and frankly, not surprising. The numbers are incredible, but watching him perform, Coach, he laid out a couple of times like Superman.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
insane.
well, I mean, he is Superman.
He is
that's bottom line. I mean, the kid is unreal, and he never ceases to amaze. And again, we're going to need a big-time performance just under the circumstances this week by not only David but the whole crew on defense.
Yeah, I mean, do you in a situation like this where the quarterback situation is unsettled? Obviously, you still got a very good run game. Offensive line is playing well. You know, tight ends have made plays for you this year. There's a lot of guys that can contribute offensively, but do you put a little extra, hey, guys, we got to be great this week?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's going to take all 3 phases. And, you know, in games like this against good teams and whenever you are backs against the wall and, you know, injuries have kind of taken their toll. And, you know, it's not just the 2 quarterbacks. You know, Shun Derrick's not himself. And, you know, he tried to go last week and made a few runs, but he's not. He's a shell of himself, right? Yeah. I mean, it's not the same person. And hopefully he can keep working himself into better shape and things like that. Hopefully we're all optimistic about it. But, yeah, it's going to take all of us. It's going to take all of us.
Well, David Walker's amazing. He's an All-American. He might be the Defensive Player of the Year in college football at the FCS level. But he's not the leading tackler for this team. That honor goes to Jay Spanesh, one of the 2 Hoxie natives who are making big-time plays for this Bear football team. And he's joining us tonight here on the Nathan Brown Show. We're going to also talk to our leading receiver, Trajan Bridges, in a bit. as well. But Jace, congrats on what's been a great year for you personally so far. And the defense, obviously, you guys played great. You got put in some tough spots the other night, but you guys really played well and gave the offense a chance when they were a little bit shorthanded. So congrats on that. Let's hope it can continue this week. How are you?
I'm good. All praise to God. How are you?
I'm good, man. It's been fun watching your emergence as a star for this team. And what were your expectations coming into this season? Did you expect to make a lot of plays, get a lot of playing time? What were your thoughts coming in?
I knew I have a way of getting tackles, I'd say. But, yeah, before the season, I mean, we brought in some transfers. I didn't know if Coach Stacks was going to, allow me to, do what I need to do. I mean, I was doing good in practice and stuff, being behind Jake Golday before he went to Cincinnati, it wasn't really looking too good for me. But, I'm where I am now, and it's really fun to be a contributor to the team. And, I really just wanted to play for a national championship this year. And, I just really wanted to win. As I got older, I realized it's more about the team than what me personally. It's cool and all to make all the plays and stuff, but that's not, what I'm saying, what it's all about.
Right. So obviously 2 weeks left. There's no margin for error. You guys have got to win out to have a chance to get to the postseason. And Coach, and talking to him, feels pretty good about your chances if you can get there. Do you feel any added pressure this week with the offense maybe being a little bit hamstrung that you guys got to be even that much better, even as good as you were last week?
I mean, me and DC, the other linebacker, we talk about Koger all the time. We see him practice. We're did you just see that throw he just made? He just put it on him. And so I've actually talked to Koger. I'm man, I think you could actually play. You know what I'm saying? But he's been so far in the depth chart. But I have no doesn't matter to me whether or not it's Koger or Will. I think we'll be fine.
Well, you guys also have a unique opportunity this week. You're going to face the number 1 and number 2 rushers in the country the next 2 weeks. Now, practicing against Shunderick leading up to the middle of the season before he got a little dinged up probably isn't a bad test. Now, these guys are a little bit different than him, obviously, but as a defensive player, especially a linebacker, you got to be excited about facing the number 1 runner in the country, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really be too worried about the running back. It's more about let me get past these offensive linemen because, I'm going to tackle, you know what I'm saying, whoever it is.
Yeah, I got you. I like the confidence. So Shunderick joined us earlier this year, and we talked to him about you growing up together, being in practice together, and he had a lot of praise for you. What are your recollections of being with him in high school?
I mean, it was so fun. It was my junior year, and he'd took scoring 2 plays, maybe 80 yards, and then I'd just go out there on defense, and then just have fun. We might only play till halftime because we were only in 3A in Arkansas. So
yeah. Well, it's funny because I've seen him make FBS players look really bad, and the highest level FCS players look clueless. I can't imagine what he was doing at Hoxie. What was he doing to high school kids? That'd be ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to talk too bad about high school football, but I had 4 interceptions my senior year.
Yeah.
I had a pick 6 and stuff. I mean, yeah, it was cool to watch for sure.
Did you have any doubt in your mind that you could play at this level coming out of a smaller school?
Nah, I didn't have any doubt. I mean, my freshman year, my first snaps were against Ole Miss, and I had a tackle for a loss my second ever play in college.
Yeah.
My junior year, when I got offered by UCLA, I was like, am I good enough? And then after my junior season, I was like, yeah, I'm good enough.
Then you're like, they're lucky to have me. Well, it's worked out well. So, DC, I thought really came to life. You mentioned him already. I thought he had his best game of the year, and obviously missed a couple games at the beginning of the year. It took a little while to kind of get in the flow of things. But, man, I thought you guys, and everybody really, I thought defensively you couldn't ask for a whole lot more. Like we talked about, you guys got put in a tough spot. There was a special team score on the kickoff return. They got a big punt return that set them up on a short field for a score. But overall, I thought you guys were fantastic and really aggressive. I thought you guys were flying around well, making plays, making them uncomfortable. Morrissey definitely was seeing some ghosts occasionally there. How would you evaluate the performance this weekend?
Well, we did a little different stuff defensively. The beginning, we were crossing the fronts a little bit and stuff.
Yep.
And at first, I was like, "Whoa!" It felt like I was so far from the ball. But we went back to some gap fronts, so I was able to shoot it, make some plays. But I don't really know where we lacked defensively. It was a close game. I mean, they scored on that kick return, so it was just a 1 touchdown game against a really good team.
Yeah. So it's not, your senior day, but it is senior day coming up this weekend. What are your What are your feelings going into this weekend? I mean, there's a lot on the line, obviously. Weather looks great. I mean, you guys are going to have, obviously you put yourself in position to play big games the last couple of weeks here. I mean, what are your feelings going into this weekend, especially thinking about those seniors who are going to have their last game on the stripes more than likely? Because if you guys do get in the playoffs, the likelihood of being at home is pretty slim at this point.
Mm-hmm. I'd say I'm just happy to play at home after getting on a plane the last 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm really relaxed when I play. I mean, I want to have the seniors be able to really enjoy winning at home for their senior night. So that's what we plan to do.
How much Caleb Koger have you seen
in practice?
Yeah.
I mean,
because my understanding is, does he take snaps on a regular basis? I mean, do you guys see him generally? Because he's not the scout team guy, right?
Not really. I would say maybe watching him in 7-on-7 or maybe a little bit earlier in the year when the threes are still going. Me and DC would always be like, "Bro, did you just see that pass he made?"
Yeah.
And we would always talk about him in the defensive room and stuff. But yeah.
How far is Hoxie from here?
It's about 2 hours.
Yeah. You get a pretty good crew for home games? You get a good crowd over here?
From my family?
Yeah, family, friends. Anybody come in for you? You get a pretty good group or no?
Really just my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
That's really about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are your folks big football fans in general?
I'll say my dad is, yeah. I mean, my mom, how women are. They're like, oh.
I know how moms are. They're worried you're going to get hurt most of the time. So
yeah, I mean, I think it was my freshman year. I had a concussion on kickoff, and my mom was freaking out.
Yeah.
I mean, I was freaking out a little bit too.
Yeah.
Went to the hospital and stuff. It was on the spot.
Do you remember that?
No.
So his freshman year, he gets. I mean, just basically knocked out on kickoff, and we had to rip his. I mean, it was like we had to put him in a stretcher and all that. And probably second quarter. I don't remember what quarter it was. You wouldn't remember. You were at a concussed. But he goes to the hospital, and obviously we're all worried about him. Next thing you know, he comes. You see him come out in the second half, and he's in his gown from the hospital, and literally ask us if he can go back in the game. That's what kind of person he is. I mean, the kind of football player he is. This dude loves ball.
They said I had a spinal contusion or something. I ain't gonna lie. I'm pretty sure I passed the concussion test after that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was fine. I was trying to play the next week and stuff, but I think it was I had to miss one game and came back and played kickoff. So
tough dude.
Oh yeah, I would have went in on defense that game too.
Yeah.
If I didn't get that.
I mean this with all due respect, but I'm not sure you're playing with a full picnic basket over there, my man. But that's probably good. I don't need you thinking too much. I mean, you may be a sandwich shy over there, Jace, but that's all right. You're making plays, so that's good. Well, listen, big week for the Bears, and I'm excited for you. It's been fun watching you blossom this year. I can't wait to see next year what kinds of things you're going to do. But best of luck this week. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Appreciate it.
All right, good job. Jace Benesh, great job. Awesome stuff. Don't bring a gown. We do not want you playing in a gown. I mean, hopefully he had some underwear on. Coach, those are kind of revealing it. Hopefully he tied him up in the back.
He was okay. You talk about an All-American talent right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him on some All-American lists this year.
Yeah. Well, the freakiest guy on the field Saturday was Trajan Bridges, and we're going to talk to him on the other side. He was abusing defensive backs from Eastern Kentucky. And again, as we talked about, Bears got put in a pinch offensively. Would have loved to have seen his number one quarterback stay in there and see what they could have pulled off. It would have been pretty awesome. But big week for him, too. Big opportunity for Trajan Bridges. And I'm sure he'll be targeted plenty this Saturday against Southern Utah. Going to take a time out at 7:23. You're listening to the Nathan Brown Show on Buzz 2. We're also streaming live on YouTube and Twitter.
When you're looking for wholesome, craveable meals for you and your family, Nuke's Eatery in Conway has the best in fresh salads, flavorful pizzas, hot toasted sandwiches, and delicious sweet treats. Nuke's has 99-cent kids meals every day after 4 p.m. with the purchase of adult entree, plus Nuke's caters for all occasions. Sign up for Nuke's Rewards today for exclusive offers and earn points for free food. Nuke's, the best comfort food with a southern twist. In Conway at 1040 South Amity Road. Order today in the Nuke's Eatery app or at nukes.com.
What's your Oaklawn? Maybe it's lounging under a cabana at our sparkling pool, or unwinding with a massage at the luxurious Astral Spa. It could be dining in elegance, then hitting the casino for fun and high fives. And while you're here, you could explore thermal spas, dining and shopping on Bathhouse Row in Hot Springs National Park, just steps away from the resort. Discover your Oaklawn. Make reservations today at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
At Papa John's, we start with better. No, seriously, every original crust pizza starts with our signature dough that's always fresh, never frozen, hand-tossed, and made with 6 simple ingredients. And now our dough can save you dough when you order from the Papa Pairings menu. Pair a medium one-topping pizza with one or more of your Papa Pairings favorites for just $6.99 each. How about that for better? Order now on the app, only at Papa John's.
When you choose
1 minute left in the break,
Regional,
boss. 1
you're
minute.
choosing more than exceptional care. You're choosing a healthcare provider deeply rooted in your community, where our doctors and staff are your neighbors and friends. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Take control of your healthcare journey with us as your dedicated partner. Schedule your appointment today and let our family care for yours.
So if breakfast
Last
is the
spot
most
here in the
important
break,
meal of
30
the day,
seconds.
and you gave those special people on your list the Petit Jean Meat Breakfast Box, wouldn't it then become the most important Christmas gift of the season? Certainly the most flavorful. Yes, the Petit Jean Meat Breakfast Box comes with smoked sliced ham, peppered bacon, smoked bacon, fresh roll of sausage, and you ready for a surprise? A wonderful cinnamon coffee cake. The Petit Jean Meat Breakfast Box, make it happen. Order it at pjmeats.com.
You're listening to The Nathan Brown Show, presented by Walk-On's Sports Bistro in Conway, where everything is made from scratch, bringing Cajun cuisine to life. Now, back to Coach Brown and Justin on the Buzz Radio Network.
From the 17, McElvain going big ball again into the end zone. It is caught by Trajan Bridges. Was he inbounds? Yes! There you go, just like that. The Bears are picking on the corners of Eastern Kentucky, but the Bears have just gone ahead on a beautiful ball by Will McElvain to Trajan Bridges. Myers wants it all. Going to Bridges in the end zone. Back shoulder. Touchdown, Central Arkansas! Austin Myers can get it done. And Trajan Bridges can too. How about it? All right, welcome back here to Walk-Ons in Conway. Trajan Bridges joining us, and couple of touchdowns, had his best game as a Bear so far. 8 receptions on Saturday, 143 yards, a couple of touchdowns. And if Will McElvain had stayed in the game, with all due respect to the other quarterbacks, he might have had a 200 receiving day, maybe a couple more touchdowns as well. And, well, first of all, welcome. And it's good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
It's been fun watching your blossoming, I guess, this year too. And I think everybody knew when you walked on campus, you were a pretty special talent. And we saw it first really in the punt return game before you got heavily involved in the passing game, but you have you've been a nice piece of the puzzle for everybody this year. It's been good having you. How have you enjoyed being a Bear this year?
Man, it's been great. First off, I just want to say thank you for having me. It's been great. You know, I think I can't remember. I don't know if Coach Brown knows what month I got here, but
it was in the summer sometime.
Early summer. You know, just getting acclimated and just getting around, you know, a couple of guys and just getting creating, you know, a good bond with some of the guys and just putting the work in month for month and just, you know, just as we were growing, you know, through the months, just, like I said, just progressing each week and just, like I said, just finding the right friends and the right family group just to, you know, welcome me in, and it's been comforting and great.
Yeah, you're one of the most highly touted guys who's ever ended up on campus here. I think a 4-star out of high school. So, I mean, I think everybody was anticipating what you might be able to bring to the table. Were you heavily involved as a punt returner before? I mean, have you done a bunch of that? Because you look incredibly comfortable, and you could just see it. Like, there are guys who are like, I got this, no problem. And there are guys who are like, oh, my God, please catch it. When did you become a punt returner? How long have you been doing that?
I wouldn't say all the way to Pee Wee or Little League or anything like that, but I think first time I think I kind of got used to punt return was probably in high school. 10th grade, 9th grade, something like that, when, you can finally start punting the ball. I think my team, where we were going for it every fourth down, I think like all the way up till 7th or 8th grade. But once we found out, like, got some kickers, I kind of went back there. And then ever since then, I just kind of like took full advantage of it just being a kind of opportunity, just either a way to score, and then as we know now, just to get the ball back to the officials.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. Sounds like there's a lesson learned in there somewhere.
Exactly.
Look, there's a lot going on in that 5-second window from the time it's punted to the time it ends up in your hands.
Absolutely.
What are you looking at? What are you thinking about and evaluating? Am I going to fair catch it? Am I going to let it go? Am I going to yell at my guys to get away because it might clip the back of their heel, or maybe it didn't, but the replay said it did?
Right.
What are you doing as you see the ball in the air?
I think first kind of instincts is just to, out of peripherals, is just kind of see who's first, and just like you said, out of lessons learned, I haven't always been cued to looking down the field before the ball's kicked, and so really kind of just making sure I protect myself and put myself in a position to catch the ball, and just to put my team in the right position. But after that, it's kind of just play ball and just first and foremost just catch the ball, and then it just turns into anything from there, as if it was a hitch or anything on offense. Just make plays and just do what you do.
Yeah, you nearly got a big one the other night. It looked like I saw you pound the turf afterwards.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a shoestring away from being a nice one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, we were going over it in film and literally paused it in front of everyone, and it was like clear picture. If I would have just went the other way, it was just all good and glory. But that's what we got film for.
No doubt. How about a receiver? This was the best game of the year for you so far. And again, no disrespect to Eastern Kentucky, but you were abusing their corner to the point where they had to make a change.
Absolutely.
When you get a setup like that, and you probably saw some of that on tape. In fact, I was talking to their broadcast team before the game, and they're like, "This guy's struggling.
Yeah.
This guy's pretty good."
Yeah.
So when I saw you matched up there, I was like, "This might be kind of fun."
Yeah.
Were you licking your chops a little bit?
More than usual, because at first I'm thinking they're gonna make a switch, a little quicker, but they kind of kept them on me majority of the game. And then just at least previous games, I think at least from what I feel like, I've played majority of the better corners from the teams we've played.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of just fun to get my hands on one that kind of didn't, or obvious to everyone that it wasn't, a matchup needed, and it was just not forced at all.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to watch from our perspective, because I felt like they could have thrown it to you all night and you were going to keep making plays, and they finally made a switch. And I mean, I'm not going to say you weren't going to abuse Thomas too, but
absolutely.
Anyway, so you catch a touchdown from Will. You catch a touchdown from Austin.
Yes, sir.
Caleb didn't get one to you, but maybe we'll see that in the near future. What's your experience been with him? Have you caught many balls from him?
Caleb?
Yes.
Crazy part is I heard you talking to Jason. How many times have you seen Caleb in practice or anything? And props to him first and foremost. Tough position. And again, I've the way we, again, like Coach Brown said, kind of like formed, just like a bond around him in that moment.
Yeah.
Just, after losing not one but two quarterbacks, it was kind of special. And like I said, it's kind of fun. Looking forward for maybe a future touchdown with Caleb. But like I said, going back to like how many times have I seen Caleb really throw the ball is not too many. Again, coming early, learning the offense and everything. He's been the signaler and everything. So like my bond with Caleb is just he's helping me with the plays for real. And props to him for that, all the way up until this time. But now he gets this opportunity, and I can't wait to see what he does with it.
Yeah, watching you guys as a team go out, and you were obviously on the offense too, so it was a little different. But I mean, watching the other players come out, Coach mentioned the defensive players too coming out and greeting him on the field, and you guys didn't score on that first drive that he was in there, but you could tell it wasn't too big a moment for him. Like he was ready. That was cool to see. That had to be neat to be part of.
Absolutely, and just just going again back to the kind of person Coger is. Ever since I've met Coger, he's just kind of like a dude that's kind of just, I wouldn't say nonchalant, but he has like a character to him of like
a quiet confidence, maybe.
He's confident.
I wouldn't say quiet confidence for sure. And again, like he doesn't get out of his shell or anything, but like if you approached him, you can kind of tell he just has a certain type of swag, and I just feel like he's a person will do.
Yeah. If he's the guy this weekend, you feel good about it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
I liked it.
100%.
So 2 games left. This season, obviously, there's been a couple near misses along the way. Obviously, you come right out of the gate and you realize that Central Arkansas doesn't typically get the better end of replay.
Right.
You learned that the hard way.
Right.
And then, you guys have had some great games where you've looked, unbeatable. And then there are times where obviously you played some really good competition. There's been a lot of parity in this league this year. So bottom line is you get 2 games, you need to win them both and to get the postseason, which I'm sure was, one of the bigger goals for your team coming into the season.
Absolutely. Again, just going off the 2 games left, in the certain situations we've been dealt with, I think very confident in what we have and what we built. And again, like I said, I'm more than excited for all the situations we've been dealt with. And like I said, just I'm ready to work, and I'm ready for the rest of the season. I'm ready for Saturday. I'm ready for anything that comes our way, and I think we all are.
I like it. This is a random question, but I'm going to ask.
Ask me.
You got a feel on the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight Friday night?
I think it's rigged.
I love it.
It's a good answer.
That's probably very smart.
I think it's rigged. I don't have a winner.
Okay.
I don't.
All right. I'm going to tune in. Netflix is going to get my money.
Russ agrees. He's been saying it's rigged for months.
Yeah.
It's rigged.
I want to see those dudes hit each other, though. I got to be honest. Anyway. Well, listen, good luck this weekend, man. I appreciate it. That's very good.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. Trajan Bridges, awesome stuff. That's great. All right, sorry, Todd. 7:36. Let's take a break. I'm going to get Coach on the record about that, too. I want to see if he agrees that it's rigged. I'll tell you this. I'm going to be watching my son play a playoff game on Friday night, or I would be all over that thing, and I may have to pull it up on the phone.
Who they got?
Bentonville West.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Good. So at least give it to you.
Hosting?
Yep.
Good.
Home game.
Good.
Next week, Bentonville. Figure out how we're going to make that work because we're going to get from Bentonville to Stephenville.
Tarleton.
Those are 2 villes that are not close together.
It's a long way away.
But I promise you we'll do it.
We'll find a way.
Yeah. I have to. Paging all private jets.
There's a few in Conway you should probably talk into.
There's no doubt. I'm going to have to get Dr. Teague on the horn.
No question.
7:36. Got to hit a break. We're back in a moment. We'll continue to talk about this weekend and really looking forward to Senior Day. And I know it's a special time, especially with this very, very special group. I mean, there's obviously a lot of NFL potential in this senior class. So we're going to talk a little more about that too. 7:37, we're live at Walk-Ons in Conway. Stay with us.
HD Roofing and Construction, proud to be Central Arkansas
2.5
owned and
minutes on the
operated,
break, boss.
offering
2.5.
free inspections, insurance claims assistance, a huge product selection, and the highest standards in Arkansas. Whether it's minor repairs or a full roof replacement for your commercial or residential property, they'll provide you with quality materials, craftsmanship, warranties, and cost-effective solutions. Call today, 501-428-0429, or get a quote at hdarkansas.com. HD Roofing, proud to be the official roofing partner of UCA Athletics.
Slim's Tender Mac Bowls are back. We start with a 3-cheese blend to make our delicious mac and top it with chopped hand-breaded tenders and Colby Jack cheese. Try the Tender Mac Bowl meal or the Buffalo Tender Mac Bowl meal, both served with Texas toast and a medium drink. The mac is back and oh so tasty. Download the Slim Chickens app to order and earn rewards.
Setting a new workout goal? Post-workout recovery is a lot sweeter when you fuel up with rich, delicious Highland Dairy chocolate milk. Packed with the nutrients you need to re-energize, including protein, calcium, and potassium, chocolate milk is a tasty treat at the end of your hard workout. Find a money-saving coupon at highlanddairy.com/chocolate. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
1 minute left in the
Family
break.
owned
1
and
minute.
operated since 1976, Moix RV represents the finest recreational vehicle manufacturers at clear see-through prices. This means no prep fees, no additional freight, free battery, free propane, and comprehensive free training on your new camper. And Moix RV is home to Camp Moix, a free camping club organizing events throughout the year. All of these things show Moix's commitment to being a customer service company that happens to sell RVs. 1213 Collier Drive in Conway, and let us show you true value.
Last spot in the break, 30
First
seconds.
Arkansas Bank and Trust is proud to be the newest partner with UCA Athletics. They expanded into Conway in 2018 and are fully committed to serving all of Conway and the surrounding Faulkner County area, offering full-service banking and loan products, mobile and online options, as well as their Cube interactive teller machines, providing extended banking hours for your convenience. Go see the First Arkansas Bank and Trust team at 804 Hogan Lane. Go Bears. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Go Purple, go Gray, go UCA. You're listening to the Nathan Brown Show on the Buzz Radio Network, coming to you live from Walk-On Sports Bistro in Conway. A great place to take the family or catch the game. Now, back to Coach Brown and Justin.
And they will play action. McIlvain has it wide open. Touchdown. Malachi Henry and a finger roll for good measure. Score it. Malachi did not get flagged for the finger roll, did he?
I don't know that college football flags for anything anymore. I watch it on TV, and you see the way these guys celebrate. I think they're giving them some leeway.
I think they should.
And it's okay. As long as you don't do anything to show up the other team, I think it's fine.
I agree.
I mean, they watch all these NFL guys run down the field and celebrate together. I mean,
no doubt. Yes. I just came up with a question of the day for my show tomorrow, Coach.
Good.
Paul, Tyson, or rigged? That's the question of the day tomorrow.
That would definitely be a good poll question.
There's no doubt. I would like to rig Saturday and get the Bears a win. This is a Southern Utah team that has had sort of an up and down season as well, but they have played well of late. They're running the ball awfully well, and their quarterback's numbers will not wow you, Coach. But when you go back to their victory over the weekend, maybe he had his best game of the year in beating North Alabama, which we all know is a pretty good team the way they're playing right now. So Lamson, their running back, is the leader in the country. His numbers are obscene. But he got him off to a great start, and they really couldn't sustain it. Targi Lamson right now, 1597, 20 touchdowns, which is also number one. And I think he's top 10 maybe in yards per carry at over 6 per tote. But he scores 3 touchdowns. They're up 21-0. North Alabama comes back. It's a 31-26 game, and then
North Alabama threw a pick six. They were driving down the field to take the lead, and Southern Utah they hit the quarterback, and ball fluttered in there and took it back for a touchdown.
So much like your game, North Alabama outgains Southern Utah and loses. So what'd you take from that game? And especially I want to talk about the quarterback. We kind of know the running back, and you guys did a great job against him last year, but what do you think about their offense and the way they're operating right now?
Well, I mean, very efficient, very physical. They want to establish a run, obviously. But again, a really good football team. I mean, Coach Delane Fitzgerald does a great job over there. They've got his attitude and mentality. You can tell as a team. He's taken a lot of kids and really, to be honest with you, play probably as hard as any team we've played against in the last maybe all year. I mean, just when you look at one of the best compliments as a coach is after you finish a game, no matter whether you win or lose, is man, y'all play hard or you play sound. Both of those, right? These guys play extremely hard. Obviously, they've got some talent with their running back room, and the quarterback's obviously kind of came into his own, and he's got the ability to run the ball a little bit too. He's not, he looks his numbers overall kind of say, well, he's just a game manager, but I mean, the run game's so good he doesn't have to do a ton, right? And that's. And I think he took the starting job midway through the year. I think they started out with a transfer, and he's a Prosper, Texas kid that that they recruited out of high school, and he's doing a good job. And so we're gonna have to do a good job of obviously stopping the run first, and that's that Stacks' MO anyways, and it's our defense's MO. So I'm excited about the challenge. I think we need to figure out how to create a couple turnovers. That's going to be big in a game like this where we might be a little banged up and maybe a little bit less quote unquote explosive on some things on offense. So we've got to. It's going to be a 3-phase game, and we've got to play really good in all 3 phases.
Something that excites me about this game, they give up 4 last week. They've given up 26 sacks on the season, and even with the run threat that they obviously present, people have gotten after their quarterbacks a little bit.
Yeah, they do, and they don't major in the pass game as far as just dropping back. So I think that puts their O-line at a disadvantage sometimes because it's not like you're playing Abilene, who all they do is the pass drop. I mean, that's not what Southern Utah does. So if you can get them in some third and long situations, I think it can be advantageous to the Bears, right? So we've got to win on first down and get them into some second long, third and long situations to give those guys a chance to pin their ears back and, keep them behind the sticks. And that's going to be big in this game.
I thought especially your defensive stars rose to the occasion. Obviously, a couple of your offensive stars like Trajan rose to the occasion the other day as well. And again, I want to give Shadarick Powell a tip of the cap. I mean, he gave an effort the other night and had a couple really nice runs. Clearly, he's not 100%, but just to be willing to put himself out there and give you what he's got. Darius, again, had been battling that ankle for weeks. Yep. Last couple of games, he's returned. And, man, Landon Chambers was great, but defensively too, and I want to give you a chance to talk about guys on both sides. But I thought, man, DC, obviously Jace had that's his fourth straight double-digit tackle game. Tamari Wilson was flying around, and obviously David Walker was making free plays on defense and special teams. I mean, your stars really rose to the occasion.
Yeah, and starting out with Shunderick, I mean, he's just an ultimate competitor. I mean, he missed the Utah Tech game with his injury and, fought hard to get back. And I'll be honest with you, the two long runs he had on Saturday 4 weeks ago are touchdowns. I mean, there's no doubt about it. We've seen it time and time again over the last 2 years. And, just unfortunately for him, he had a little hitch in his get up and couldn't quite extend out and kind of had to, slow down and get out of bounds or kind of hit the ground. So, but he's battling, and that's a tough injury. But, yeah, I've been proud with Darius. And again, he's not fully healthy himself, and he's still out there, running hard and putting the team on the line for himself and putting himself on the line for the team, And then obviously we got to get LC going. I mean, Landon has a little get up in the steps. You can tell he's fresh. I mean, there's a difference, right? I mean, the grind of the season hasn't necessarily taken a toll on him. And he's a big, strong back, but you can see the twitch that he has as far as quickness. And then obviously on defense, man, proud of those guys. Again, put in a bad spot on the punt return and fought and scratched and clawed and gave us a chance. And, D-Walk does D-Walk things. Obviously, DC and Jace, I think, are playing as good at linebacker as anybody in the conference. And I want to give kudos to our secondary. I mean, they didn't have much of a pass game the whole day.
Yeah.
We kind of kept them underneath us, didn't give up the deep ball too often. And just didn't catch many breaks. I mean, it's been one of those years where it's just, the ball hadn't bounced our way in some weeks. And, the yellow flags went to the opposing team a few times where it hadn't gone our way. And that's no knock on officiating or the bounces and the breaks. It's just the way it's worked out. You got to figure out how to navigate through that. And unfortunately, in this league, everything's so tight, anything can be magnified and especially getting to your third quarterback and, the margin of error being so small on Saturday. But I just want to commend our players. I mean, they battled for our program and they battled for our team. And, man, every one of them left it out there on the line. And, man, their attitude and effort and just camaraderie was just infectious. I mean, I walked off the field and literally felt it wasn't like a feeling of a win, but it was a good feeling. It was like, man, like that could have imploded really bad getting to your third quarterback in the fourth quarter, and it didn't. And we had a chance to win the game.
All right, we got one more segment. We're going to talk a little bit more about Southern Utah. Thunderbirds coming to town, 4 o'clock kick on the Stripes on Saturday, Senior Day. Hope to have a great crowd on hand. Weather looks awesome. And, again, no excuses unless you're out trying to bag the biggest buck of your life. And I say go hunt early and get to the field by 4. You're okay.
Yeah, we got plenty of time to get back to Conway.
There's no doubt. All right, we'll talk about that. And we've got our 2-minute drill, too. Caleb Koger did pretty well when he was pressed into action. Let's see how Coach does in the 2-minute drill coming up.
What's your
2.5 minutes in the break.
Maybe it's lounging under a cabana at our sparkling pool, or unwinding with a massage at the luxurious Astral Spa. It could be dining in elegance, then hitting the casino for fun and high fives. And while you're here, you could explore thermal spas, dining and shopping on Bathhouse Row in Hot Springs National Park, just steps away from the resort. Discover your Oaklawn. Make reservations today at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
HD Roofing and Construction, proud to be Central Arkansas owned and operated, offering free inspections, insurance claims assistance, a huge product selection and the highest standards in Arkansas. Whether it's minor repairs or a full roof replacement for your commercial or residential property, they'll provide you with quality materials, craftsmanship, warranties, and cost-effective solutions. Call today, 501-428-0429, or get a quote at hdarkansas.com. HD Roofing, proud to be the official roofing partner of UCA Athletics.
When you're looking for wholesome, craveable meals for you and your family, Nuke's Eatery in Conway has the best in fresh salads, flavorful pizzas, hot toasted sandwiches, and delicious sweet treats. Nuke's has 99-cent kids meals every day after 4 p.m. with the purchase of adult entree, plus Nuke's caters for all occasions. Sign up for Nuke's Rewards today for exclusive offers and earn points for free food. Nuke's, the best comfort food with a southern twist. In Conway at 1040 South Amity Road. Order today in the Nuke's Eatery app or at nukes.com.
Family owned and operated since 1976, Moix RV represents the finest recreational vehicle manufacturers at clear see-through prices. This means no prep fees, no additional freight, free battery, free propane, and comprehensive free training on your new camper. And Moix RV is home to Camp Moix, a free camping club organizing events throughout the year. All of these things show Moix's commitment to being a customer service company that happens to sell RVs. 1213 Collier Drive in Conway, and let us show you true value.
Last spot in the
On
break
the
here, 30
first day
seconds.
of Christmas, my true love gave to me a gift box of Petit Jean meat. Which means the song is over because on the following days of Christmas, there was no gift that equaled the Petit Jean meat gift box. Generous servings of smoked sausage, peppered bacon, summer sausage, and smoked bacon with the Petit Jean meat gift box. Those wonderful people on your list will taste the difference. Find it and order it at pjmeats.com. No, pjmeats.yum.
We're talking Bear football tonight on the Nathan Brown Show, presented by Walk-On Sports Bistro in Conway and broadcasting live from their location at 955 South Amity Road.
Twins left, 83 in the slot, going across the middle again. Pressure coming, down he goes! Demetrius Charles making plays all over the field. He's going to sack him back to the 42-yard line. A big time by the preseason all-conference performer. All right, welcome back to Walk-Ons here in Conway. And Demetrius Charles, his most impactful game, I would say, this season. We've seen him do a lot of good things, and certainly he was a big contributor the other night in a game that the Bears really needed to have it defensively, and boy, did they. Again, you go back and look at the numbers, and again, there were a couple times where they had short field, so it may have limited somewhat the offensive numbers, but I'm not going to take anything away from this defense. 268 yards allowed. And unfortunately, it comes in a loss. Demetrius, part of a tackling crew that did a great job. He had 9 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack. The only sack of the game for the Bears. And Jace, who joined us earlier tonight, another double-digit game for him. T-Bird had a tackle and a half for loss and 7 tackles overall. David Walker, a tackle and a half for loss, 6 total tackles. And how about Bradley Clark, coach? Getting some productivity out of the nose, usually trying to set other people up, but he was taking his own the other night.
Yeah, Bradley's could be as good Bradley's an all-American talent at nose. I mean, he's one of the most explosive players I've ever coached, and honestly, he's matured a ton over the course of being the full-time starter this year. And man, he's special. And when he pins his ears back and has the mentality and attitude that he's going to go make a play, he can do it every single play. And so we need to. And he's going to be challenged this week, and we're going to put a challenge on him because he's going to have to own the middle. He's going to have to own this center. The center's a scrappy guy. He's not real big, but he's talented. Bradley needs to play well this week, and obviously seeing him make some plays last week was a big deal.
All right, well, let's talk about special teams, Coach, a little bit here, and then we will move on to the 2-minute drill and get set for next week. So, 2 weeks ago, you guys had a 66-yard kickoff return leak out. This last week, you guys are trying to pooch it, and it worked okay. They didn't seem real eager to fair catch. There was one where we weren't sure that they did fair catch. There was a complaint, I think, from Walt Wells about it, the head coach of Eastern Kentucky. And then to start the second half and just a gut punch, you guys did answer right back, but you kick it off. Their tight end, who's obviously pretty explosive, caught it and takes off 73 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, we made the decision to pooch that. I mean, it had a little wind in our face there starting the second half, and I thought Jake put the ball where he was supposed to. We just got out of lanes. I mean, defending a pooch kick is different than defending a deep kick, and we didn't do a good job of adjusting to that. And frankly, to be honest with you, normally guys are going to fair catch it, and they fair caught it the 2 times before with it. We pooch kicked it. So I think we relaxed a little bit. Obviously, the guy made a good play. He was aggressive. They obviously said, hey, if they pooch it, let's return it at halftime. Good coaching move on their part. So a good learning moment for us. Obviously, you hate that it came in a touchdown, but we'll make the adjustment. Won't make that mistake again.
And then they had a punt return leak out too. And again, that goes to show you why the pooch kick makes sense, because that guy also returns kicks, and he is a very, very explosive player. 54 yards would set them up for another touchdown.
Yeah, and that certain formation on punt, we knew they were going to come after it, and so we added an extra guy in protection, so we lost a gunner, and so that hurt us a little bit, obviously, in the coverage, aspect of that play. But I thought it was a great job by Malachi Henry running him down. I mean, it could have been a touchdown, and he did a good job of running the guy down and getting him down and letting us play the next play. But two correctable errors that we made in the special teams game. But again, obviously in a tight game against a good team, you can't make those mistakes, and we'll learn from it. I know we work tirelessly on it. Coach Scott and our staff do a good job. All of our coaches have a hand in special teams, so we'll make the adjustment to be better.
I don't sense a negative energy from your team. I sense a real sense of positivity, and everybody was down a little bit after the game. And again, the way it played out certainly would do that. I mean, you sounded pretty, disappointed, frustrated, upset, however you want to say it. And you lose two quarterbacks, and you have to try to figure something out there in the last minute. It's tough. But when you evaluate coming back, as the song goes, come Monday, right, it'll be all right. Well, guess what? It is all right. And you guys still feel good about your shot of making the postseason. I think a lot of people probably had questions after the game the other night.
Yeah, I think our resume speaks for itself. I mean, we're 6 right now. We're 6-3 against Division I FCS teams going through nine FCS games. One of those with a ranked win. One of those losses is to a ranked opponent. So I mean, we've got the resume, and if you look at the cross the FCS college landscape, there's going to be probably 4 or 5 teams that get in with 8 wins. And there may be a team with 7 wins get in, depending on their resume. So we feel like obviously we've got to handle business. I'm not going to sit here and get ahead of the horse, right? I mean, we've got to handle business, and obviously we're behind the 8 ball with some of our injury situations. But look, if we play well and come away with a couple wins here at the end, we feel like we've got the resume to be in the mix, and I don't think there's any question about that. And then you add on, a close call at an FBS game. I mean, that and having the support of the Sun Belt, and we can go all the way back to week 1, and them admitting the mistake on the replay. That's going to be something that could be in our favor maybe when it's all said and done. I don't know. That could be another win. That could be our 7th win right now. I mean, there's a lot of factors into this. I know there's a lot of things that got to play out in the next 2 weeks, and obviously we've got to handle business for any of it to be an issue. But I do. I feel confident, and look, I told our guys, and obviously, we'll figure out what the quarterback situation holds here this week, and who's available, who's not available, all those things. But at the end of the day, we're still a pretty good football team. We're still a team that's in the game, have had a chance to be in every game we've played. Even the 6th turnover game, we had a chance to go be in that game and win that game on the road. There hadn't been a game we played in this year that we could not have won, and that we've lost 3 one-possession games, and that sucks. But that's football, and there's going to be some times that it's like that, and we've got to figure out how to get over the top in those games.
2-minute drill. Here we go. We're only going to have probably a minute or a little more than that, so we're going to have to score quickly, Coach. Paul, Tyson, or rigged Friday night? What are you going with?
Well, I've been influenced to think it's rigged, but if I was betting on one or the other, I'm still taking Tyson.
Okay. Going with the old man.
I am.
Okay. I'm kind of leaning the other way, but I've been wrong a lot lately. How often do you get contact from parents complaining about their kids' playing time? Does that happen at the FCS level?
It happens.
Okay. Not often? Occasionally.
More than you like.
Ever?
No, it's and I have great relationship with our parents.
What is the punishment for late for meetings, practice, or game day? What do you do?
Our typical punishment is a roll. We don't want to tax their legs, so we just barrel roll them, and that was a fun activity as a kid, but it's not very fun for college kids.
No. I don't want to do that. Up downs? You don't do those?
We do a little up downs
from
time to time. That's more of a penalty issue.
Okay.
Up downs, but rolling's a good punishment for me.
Miserable. All right. Senior Day is Saturday. What kind of activities do we have around that? And then how many guys do we have total being honored?
I think we've got 19 being honored.
Wow.
So it's a good number. I mean, that's there's been some more years more than that, some years less, but great senior day. Going to be a beautiful day. We're 4-0 at home this year. Unfortunately, we only had 5 games this year at home. Sometimes that's the way the pendulum falls. And but if we handle business like we have the first four times we've had a chance, then that'll give us a chance to play for a big one in the last week.
That is exactly right. All right, that's going to do it for us. I appreciate you, for Coach Brown and my man Todd Pierce back in the studio. Appreciate you tuning in. Great job by Jace and Trajan, I thought, tonight. Really a lot of fun visiting with those guys. Hope they both have huge games again this week. It's going to count, that's for sure. They need those guys to be big on a big day. Hope to have a great crowd for the home finale as well on Saturday. 4 o'clock kick, 3 o'clock pregame will come to you on the UCA Radio Network. Appreciate you tuning in. One last coaches show next week here at Walk-Ons as well, and we will join you then on the Nathan Brown Show. Good night, everybody.
The Nathan Brown Show has been presented live from Walk-On Sports Bistro in Conway and brought to you in part by Moix RV. Slim